What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. I don't understand why you guys try to push me to the limit. I'm a really nice guy. On these videos, all I give you is my thoughts, just my thoughts. And some of you guys dispute me. Now, I'm not saying I'm always right, because clearly I'm not. I've made predictions and been wrong. But one thing about me and my channel is everything I say, whether it's right or wrong, I could give you a logical argument or use historic, actual, factual information from credible sources, show you rounds where this occurred, or just a sensible argument as to why I feel a certain way, whether it's right or wrong. However, some of you guys come on my channel and you have the most asinine arguments, and you really let others know that read your comment that you're really not a boxing fan just based on what you say. You say the cliche things that everybody else says. So and so's a chicken, so and so's ducking, it was a lucky punch, yada yada yada. So recently I did a video saying that Manny Pacquiao was hypocritical for asking Brandon Rios to do USADA drug testing because Team Pacquiao, they're pushing for drug testing. As you know, Brandon Rios is working with Heredia, who was previously linked to Balco, Ped's distribution, and that whole scenario. He worked with Marquez, the guy that just knocked Pacquiao out, and as you guys seen, Marquez looked like he was in really good shape, and there was speculation that Marquez was using something. Nothing ever came about. There's nothing that's been uncovered. Yet some of the Pacquiao fans want to justify this, and hypocrisy is hypocrisy is hypocrisy. There's nothing you could say that takes back time. And I prepared a video. I'll put in the video responses. I've already posted the video. Just watch the video because some of you guys were saying I didn't know what I was talking about. A lot of you guys knew exactly what I was talking about because shout out to the real motherfuckers, the true fans. But some of you guys were acting like I was being hard on Pacquiao. I'm not being hard on Pacquiao. Pacquiao is a good fighter. I don't rank him as high as some people do, but he's entertaining. And whether you like someone or not, you still got to be objective. There's plenty of fighters that I like. Roy Jones Jr., prime example. Growing up, I was a huge Roy Jones Jr. fan. He was invincible to me. He was unstoppable. He was my favorite fighter at the time in the 90s growing up. But I'm man enough and objective enough to be real and say he should hang him up. And I've said that time and time again. Check my old videos. I think he should hang him up. I think the further he fights, the longer he fights, the more he tarnishes his legacy. He'll always be an all-time great. However, seeing him lose to lesser opponents that I think he would have stomped and beat in his prime, it's not a good feeling. Some fighters do it for a paycheck and don't know when to hang it up and call it quits. And again, this is someone who's a diehard Roy Jones Jr. fan growing up. I still have a lot of admiration for him. His commentary, he's usually spot on. And I just like him as a character in boxing. But at the same time, I can say his best years are past. Yet, you get certain fighters like Pacquiao or whoever the fighter is, and some of the fans are so radical that they won't accept anything, any negative criticism about their fighter. And I just find it funny. Like I said, Team Pacquiao, since a lot of you guys were questioning me and saying, you don't know what you're talking about, how is that hypocritical? First of all, I won a clean sport. So when Mayweather first propositioned Pacquiao and that fight was to be made, I was all for the drug testing. Why not? If both fighters are clean and it's a fight that the world wants to see, make it happen. It was Team Pacquiao that came up with the initial hesitation, which was drug testing, that caused the ripple in the pond. Therefore, that fight didn't get made. At this point, who knows if that fight will get made? Both fighters are ending their legacy soon. Mayweather has 5 fights to go. It's not as marketable as it was at the time, but at the time, it could have been monumental. The only fight that could maybe top it or do the same type of numbers right now is Pacquiao versus Marquez. 5 possibly, just because of what happened in the last fight, and they both have fan bases, both established pay-per-view stars. Or more importantly, Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Canelo Alvarez. You've seen the numbers and the fans that Canelo brings. That's undeniable. 40,000 people basically came out to see Canelo versus Trout, and most of that was because of Canelo. So that's the only fight that can even probably be in the same talks as what Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao could have done numbers wise in its peak, in its prime. And again, the very first riff, the very first dissension came from Team Pacquiao not wanting to do drug tests. So for them to all of a sudden want Marquez drug tested because he looks buffer and ripped, or want Brandon Rios drug tested, I just find it mighty hypocritical and ironic. Not saying I don't want a clean sport. Drug test him. I don't care. If he gets busted, he gets busted. It has no bearing on my life. But it's just funny, the same camp that were putting up all these roadblocks and excuses as to why they don't have to listen to Mayweather and do his protocol. They're going to stick to the boxing protocol that's already in place. They're going to do what the commission says. Now they're the same ones requesting Brandon Rios to do the same the same testing that Mayweather was asking them to do in 2008, 2009. So I just don't see it. Something sounds fishy with that. How can you justify not making perhaps the biggest fight, arguably the biggest fight ever in the sport of boxing, Mayweather versus Pacquiao in 2008, 2009, right around there, over drug testing? That was the initial thing. Before purses and 50-50, before any of that, it was the drug testing situation. So you can make an argument why you don't have to listen to Mayweather, why it doesn't make sense, why you're only going to follow the boxing commission protocol since Mayweather doesn't make the rules. But now you want Brandon Rios to follow the same protocol that Mayweather was trying to implement way back then. So again, that's why. So I did a follow-up video. I'll put it in the video responses. Check it out. I've already justified myself and let you know why I feel this way. Again, go look at the comments on all the videos that I've done regarding this subject, and you'll see the truth, and you'll see who's the real fan and who's not. Because if you can't see hypocrisy, then you're probably blind. It is what it is. So whether you're a huge Pacquiao fan, the evidence in your face, and don't be mad at me. I didn't put any kind of effects on it in terms of, I didn't make Freddie Roach say it or Bob Arum. Everything that's contained in the video, that's what they said. Don't be mad at me. I'm just the one presenting. And luckily we live in a technological age where you can go dig in the crates and look in the archives, and that's exactly what I did. And this is what they said versus what they're saying now. And it's a huge difference. I mean, they jump ship, and I don't respect that. It's like Bill Clinton, our president. Think about this. Bill Clinton, the president at one time, let's say he was an advocate for fidelity. He was like, yeah, if you cheat on your wife, you're a sinner, you're going to hell, you're a bad person. And say he's in some club for faithful men. And then you find out that Bill Clinton has an affair and gets his dick sucked by Monica Lewinsky. Then that's going to change the dynamics. You're going to be like, wait, hold on. This is the same dude that just told me not to cheat on my wife, and I'm a bad person if I do it. Now all of a sudden he's caught in a scandal where he's fucking with the secretary and Monica Lewinsky, and it just doesn't make sense. So same thing with the Team Pacquiao. What they said then and what they said now it's like completely different. It's polar opposites. Therefore, I don't respect that. And nothing happened to the point where it didn't make sense then, where it should make sense now, other than Pacquiao getting knocked out. So it took Pacquiao getting knocked out to understand the urgency of drug testing, or to feel there was a need for drug testing. Like, oh, nobody could be on steroids. We don't need to clean up the sport in 2008, 2009 because Pacquiao's on a win streak. But he gets knocked out. All of a sudden, we need imminent, immediate testing. Everybody needs to be tested. Blah, blah, blah. That doesn't make sense. I can't respect it. And again, you come to my channel, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It could be my favorite fighter, but I'll still be objective. Really don't matter. So check out the video and the video responses. I rest my case. I really feel like I could have been a lawyer because I buried some of you people who were leaving comments. Anyway, as always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego, signing off.